Hi, everybody. Shit's fucked. So there's just gonna be outages for like the next week and a half or so at random-ish. So I have a looming, what do I call it? Responsibility, life plan, social engagement thing, whatever. I've got shit to do. And I had it looming coming up in like a week from now, and I was like, oh, that'll probably keep me away from recording for like a couple of days. But, you know, I got my new schedule where I got like weekends now, where if I'm keeping on task every day the correct amount, I can afford to take 2 days off each week, and it's still fine. That's like the point of that and all that. Well, partially it's due to my fault of not properly keeping reminders on hand, and partly just other nonsense. It's actually going to take up a lot more days than I thought it was going to, so I'm going to actually be, for like the next week and a half, like half of all days, basically, I'm not going to be able to record. And I'm like, oh, shit. Huh. And you might remember that in recent videos I've mentioned like not having a lot of backlog, because I'm not really like super efficient lately, which, I mean, you know, 2020 and all that, like that's where everyone I think that's where just a lot of people are. So I'm kind of like just kicking the stone just far enough down the road each time to kind of keep the whole thing going, but not necessarily like revving up and getting a lot of like momentum. And this will also break some of that momentum, but it means that I don't have the backlog to just soak unexpected / poorly planned time away from recording stuff. So there's just going to be some outages for the next week and a half where stuff just might not go up when you're expecting it to. Pretty much. That includes streams. There will not be any streams this weekend or next weekend. There will not be a podcast next week, but there might be one the week after that. But yeah, this weekend and next weekend, don't expect any Overwatch or Root or ODST and so on. If you want to see whether those things potentially happen without me, you can go and follow Birdcatcher and Andrew on YouTube. Let me bring up their URLs real quick on my screen just so I can remind myself what to call them. Well, Andrew is youtube.com/thesadgames, and Bird is youtube.com/birdcatchergames. So they might stream this weekend, and they might even stream Root this weekend for all I know. But I just won't be there. So if you want to get your fix this weekend of Overwatch and other stuff, then that's where you'll get it if they happen to stream. Maybe they'll do Fall Guys. I don't know. I'm just throwing things around that they might end up doing. Colonel RPG, I don't think streams most of this stuff, generally speaking, so I don't think he's really accessible. But that's where you can go if you want to fill that time with streams. Is that if anyone is streaming, then you just need to follow all the involved people and get notifications if they happen to be streaming. But I will not be streaming this weekend or next weekend, and that has a knock-on effect. So first of all, just being a little bit behind on schedule in general, I have finished Anachronox, and I have finished There Is No Game, so those will air up until their conclusions, so those are fine. There might be a lag time afterwards where the next game takes a few days to start. And then as far as there's also a thing where I was wrapping up all the existing Let's Tries given in by the audience, then I was going to transfer that over to a horror game. The Let's Try slot was going to become a horror game, and then There Is No Game was going to be followed by a horror game, one of which will be Silent Hill 4, assuming I can get it to work correctly, which should be fine, and one of which will be another game, which will be a surprise. And so when those will happen still, but they might be a few days behind. Any given time slot might have outages. The Let's Try slot will definitely have outages for parts of this week, including the next few days and so on. In fact, I'll probably specifically upload Let's Tries on the quote-unquote weekend days that are my Sunday and Wednesday, where I normally upload stream videos, because of the fact that there's likely to be outages on there being stream videos. Like, because I won't be recording stream stuff this weekend or next weekend, Sundays and Wednesdays are going to get kind of sparse. because where the current weekend system is that I upload my normal videos on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then I upload multiplayer videos to fill up the other 2 days where my normal recording schedule is taking a break. That used to be the 3 o'clock slot, but I repurposed it to be a weekend thing. But now that's going to be a little thin. I have an ODST video ready to air on Sunday, but there will not be a Final Fantasy video because we only got one video's worth of Final Fantasy this week because Effie's internet died, and that was after a previous week where my computer died, so Final Fantasy footage has been low in general. There won't be any Hellpoint footage because tonight Bird was unavailable to record Hellpoint, so there won't be any Hellpoint footage on Sunday and Wednesday either. I think we will be able to record Final Fantasy on Tuesday if nothing else goes wrong, so at least on Wednesday there will finally be a Final Fantasy video going up. And then at some point, somewhere, I'll hopefully be able to sync up with Stephanie and begin our month of horror, where instead of recording Y2K, we're gonna record Let's Tries of horror games, basically, from like a bunch of indie things and itch.io stuff. So that might start filling in if we can get that to happen on Monday, I guess. But I don't know for sure. So stuff will kind of phase back into things. It'll be weird. There's 2 disruptions happening at the same time. One, just a bunch of expected and unexpected busyness that keeps me from recording. And 2, it's time for the Halloween event, which is when Halloween comes in and interrupts the normal flow of the channel, and we play a bunch of horror games and so on. So day to day, things are going to be kind of chaotic. I don't think it'll ever be quite at the low point that it's going to be this Sunday, outside of just this Sunday. Like this Sunday, there might just be an ODST video, and I might be able to get a Let's Try to go up that day. But yeah, there's gonna be a low point for the Sunday and Wednesday multiplayer videos. Hopefully next week on Thursday I'll be able to record Hellpoint with Bird and Final Fantasy with Andrew and Effie, which will at least make it so that those 2 videos are airing each Sunday and Wednesday again, whereas Root and Fall Guys and Overwatch and ODST might be entirely absent for up to 2 weeks, just because I won't be available on the days that those things generally record. And then, like I said before, the podcast will be taking a week off. It's just chaos. I can't really chart it out on paper to show you what'll happen, because it's just whatever is ready to go up is ready to go up in whatever time I have. It's too chaotic to explain in great detail, but also there's a lot of details of it that I don't know for sure, because it's just kind of what happens. Because I don't really, there's just things I gotta go to, and I'll be going to those things, and that's just it. I'll get done whatever I can get done in the meantime. So expect outages. This is just me being helpful and trying to explain it instead of just leaving you, being like, where's that game on a given day? That's why. This is why. People will still do that, but, the people that care enough to check, then they'll know why, at least. So there we go. I'll see you guys sporadically still. I'll still see you every day, technically, or you'll see me every day, but not in exactly the ways and quantities you might be expecting. And by this time, 2 weeks from now, everything should have been completely back to normal, and the schedule should be back to full steam again. So there we go. I gotta get this rendered.